Good morning. Okay, so this is a little bit of a different podcast this morning. This is a Leadership Pro, and I am Dr. Wilhelmina, your host. Let me say first, before we even get started, I am not a medical physician. I am not a dermatologist. I am an educator. So today I wanted to talk a bit about some information I received from AI. Yes, some of us don't like AI. I love it because I'm able to get information that I wouldn't have to research as far and as wide to get. But I asked it a specific question. So, pretty much, I'm going to give you the answers that I got from AI. And it's very important because it's about eyes. And I specifically have one eye with a bag, and the other eye is sunken. And it's very difficult for me to get results from products. So I really wanted to understand why I'm not getting a result. Although I am in an esthetician, which is really about skincare, I'm in a class, but finding out why these don't work isn't something I've come across yet. So I'm still working on my finishing it and getting a license. But anyway, so let's talk about this. How this relates to leadership is that if you are self conscious, and maybe you have to speak in front of people, maybe large groups of people, it can be difficult when you are self conscious about something about yourself. Yeah, you should just get over it and go ahead and do what you have to do. But sometimes it does get in the way. And so that's not coming from a place of wellness and it affects your well being. So let's go. Let's talk about it. So, my question that I asked was how come I wasn't seeing results from different products that I used for tightening my bag? And how come they don't work for me? I don't understand. So this is my answer. And it's pretty lengthy. So this isn't one of these short podcasts, but it's very informative. So it basically I'm just gonna kind of skim and read some of it. The response I got, and that was that it's very real and very common frustration, especially when you see slight improvement with for me, the lightening of my dark circles with some products, but not tightening products. They don't work. They just don't work. I could use them and I'm not getting the result. So let's break it down. The simple truth is that most brands don't say this, but most under eye tightening products only work for certain causes of eye bags. If your eye bags aren't caused by what the product is designed to fix, it won't matter how expensive or even if it's clinical. So, why under eye products may not work for you, which is me, your eye bags may be structural, not surface level. Many people, especially as they mature, the fat pad herniation, they'll have that fat shifting forward under the eye, natural bone structure, and skin laxity from collagen loss. So it's loose, basically. Oh, shoot. I have to silence my phone. Sorry, y'all. Let me do that now. I forgot. Do not disturb. Got it. Okay. So moving on. Topical products cannot move fat or change bone structure. They can only temporarily affect the skin layer. And so, because mine aren't skin layer related, it's not doing anything for it. If this is your case, products may smooth your skin, lighten darkness, or reduce puffiness slightly, but they won't tighten away the bag. And I've tried lots of products. I've tried Peter Thomas Ross. I've tried Plexaderm. I've tried so many products and I'm not getting that effect that I want to get. I want it to work. So, next thing we're going to talk about is dehydration and sagging. And brands sometimes confuse the two, the dehydration versus sagging. So, some eye bags are fluid related, puffiness, like from salt, sleep, or allergies, all of which are in my life. Lymphatic congestion, that means your lymph is clogged. These respond well to caffeine, cooling, and massage. We're going to talk a little bit about that a little bit later. But if yours are loose skin, fat pads, hollow plus bag combination, which is mine, then caffeine only products will barely move the needle. And remember, that's topical. Temporary tightening, real tightening, many instant lift eye products rely on film formers, silicates, alcohol based tightening agents. So that's only going to get the surface. That's not going to help me with my issue. They tighten as they dry. And I've had that. Some of them leave a white cast. I absolutely hate the white cast and feel like they weren't considering all skin tones when they did that. So you got to go wash that white cast off or wipe it down or whatever before you do anything else with your skincare or your makeup. But it doesn't work with mine anyway. So let's go on. Often they stop working after repeated use anyway. So it's a waste. It's a waste of money for me. So we're going to talk a little bit about this because this is my issue, and a lot of people have this issue. Melanin rich skin responds differently. On deeper skin tones, some brightening ingredients don't reflect light the same. Some tighten agents look less dramatic on deeper skin tones. Inflammation can worsen darkness or texture instead of improving it. So, results may be subtle instead of visible. Now, let's go to sometimes, well, not sometimes, now I'm using a product for my under eyes, and it is actually um, lightening my dark circles. And this is, it's called, where is it? It's called Luminance, and I'm using it actually just to cover the color, the darkness, and it's got something in it that's helping me have a little lightness that's coming up. So AI remembers that I asked a question about that, and it's popping up with why I'm seeing lightning, and that matters. But let me say, when you're using AI, if you are using it frequently and teaching it about your business, your product, so when you're asking questions in the future, it's learning your stuff. So then this pops in where I didn't ask about that, but it popped in because I had asked a question about it. So why I'm seeing lightning on my dark circles, my skin is responding, the barrier repair is happening, and pigment or vascular darkness is improving. So there's a couple products. I did talk about luminance, but there's another product I was using that might be helping it also, but I had stopped using it, so I'm not going to even mention that right now. So that's real progress, but it's not doing anything for the tightening. So what actually does work better? Let's talk about at home, non-invasive products. Consistent cold therapy. So you can use a metal spoon, put it in the freezer, and put the metal spoon under your eye, or a roller. There's a metal roller. You can use ice globes. Gentle lymphatic massage. What's really cool is I saw the brushes on TikTok, and I think I saw them on Facebook too. But they're these half circle brushes. Now there's some imposters out there. So the brand I have doesn't have the brand name on it. Sorry, y'all. But I bought it. I bought this one on TikTok, and it wasn't very expensive, and the brush is really soft. If you get the wrong one, it'll be a hard brush, and you don't want to use that on your skin. It's a really soft brush, but you just kind of wipe it on your face and just keep wiping it up and inward so that you don't create wrinkles. But anyway, the lymphatic massage, so you can do that with that brush, or you can go and get a facial. When you get a facial, they'll do the lymphatic massage. But anyway, we're talking about at home. Peptides plus ceramide for skin quality, not fat. But that helps for you. There are products out there. You can look them up easily. You can even ask AI to tell you what's the best one for your skin as you train it to your skin. Retinol eye formulas, they slow structural skin. They're slow and they help with structural skin improvement. Now, with the retinols, I'm a little nervous about retinols because I know that I am allergic to um, some of the products. So I'm not sure if I will use that or not. But the results are gradual, they're subtle, and they're long term on that, on the home, at home. So in the office, say you went to some type of dermatologist or aesthetic clinic where they're going to do your facials or whatever you're getting done, depending on the cause, radio frequency light tightening will work. Laser resurfacing would work. They have a process for PRP. I don't know if it's the same one I got on my knee. That mess hurt. That PRP didn't help me at all for my knees, but this might be different. But PRP, filler for hollow plus bag illusion. You might want to get filler. Surgical blepharoplasty. I don't know if I pronounced that right. It's for fat pads. You can have that. Surgical, it removes them. And those results are visible and structural. So that's another option you have. So, of course, AI always gives reassurance that there's nothing I've done wrong. And but the skincare market over promises what topical products can realistically do. So I went on because it gave me an option to get some specific help through the AI. So I went on to say, okay, yes, please. So I had to describe how my bags were. My bag is puffy in the morning, it's consistent all day, and a little more puffy in the morning. It's soft, and when I smile, it flattens, stretches out, and it's still there, but it looks like a fold. So that's basically what I told AI, and it described some tips for me. I'm telling y'all, you can do the same thing. Just go to Chat GPT and ask your questions. So, what my description points out is that bags remain all day, slightly puffier in the morning, soft texture, only one eye, other eye is sunken, and when I smile, it stretches into a fold. The combination fat pad prominence on one side and tear through hollow on the other side. Why creams don't fix the problem, the pattern. So, with age, the orbital fat, which is around the eye, shifts forward on one side, recedes on the other. It's kind of funny how this works. No topical product can reposition fat, fill hollows, or correct asymmetry. Tighteners don't hold. Caffeine helps a little in the morning, and the fold stays visible when I smile. So, if the fact that the fold isn't puffy when I smile gave AI an indication of what was going on. The skin stretches, the bag flattens, the fold remains. That confirms that I have skin laxity over fat and it's not edema, so it's not swelling. One eye is responding differently, is normal. So what happens is the face is not symmetrical. The bone structure, sleep side preference. So I like to sleep on one side, and I'd like to say it's my left side. But and the bag is on the right. I'm not sure if that's what it's saying, but that is what I do. Lymph drainage patterns might be a part of it, how your lymph is draining, and even jaw alignment. So my jaw alignment might be different. The face isn't the same on both sides. It's the same reason why your eyebrows are different when you do them in the morning. And part of that is that you do them differently when you're coloring them in. But so one eye is appearing more hollow while the other bag is extremely common. This is extremely common in people. But we already talked about that. So what can help at home for me? Now this is specific to me. The cold roller or spoon for 30 seconds in the morning. Gentle outward and upward lymphatic massage. So I would take my brush and use it and go up and out under the eye. Lightweight caffeine and peptide eye serum, which I don't have yet, or I might have and don't realize I have. I have a lot of stuff. No heavy creams in the morning because those just sit in the face and they'll be in the fold. At night, use retinol eye cream 2 to 3 times a week max. So that retinol is pretty strong if you ever used it. And so that's probably why it says 2 to 3 times max a week. Ceramide rich moisturizer around the orbital bone, not directly on the fold. So it would be put, you can feel the bone around your eyes. And so you're putting it there around the orbital bone, not on the bag. And sleep slightly elevated. So I've been planning on getting one of those beds where you can raise the head so that when I'm snoring, maybe my husband kind of raise it. Maybe that'll help move my position and I could be still sleeping. He doesn't wake up, or he'll wake up when I snore, but he won't wake up as much because I won't be snoring. That's another issue. Anyway, that way I could sleep slightly elevated. What actually corrects the imbalance, if I want to do that, it's optional, not a requirement. But for clarity, hollow eye is conservative tear through filler or PRP. See, that's in the clinic. For the bag eye, RF tightening laser or lower, that word again, blepharoplasty, fat repositioning, not removal. So they just move it, they don't pull it out. But usually when providers do that, they do both sides together and will rebalance, not fix one side alone. So they won't just work on the bag, they'll do both. Important truth. See, AI is always giving you that positive support when you ask it questions, especially if it's going to be something that's got negative stuff in it. So it says, what I'm seeing is not aging badly. It's not skin care failure. It's not something most people notice the way I do, the way you do, it says, but the way I do. I notice that kind of stuff because I'm all into the skincare and I notice texture, skin texture and color and I always have suggestions for people, but I don't always do it. I don't want them to feel self-conscious about whatever that thing is. So the skincare marketing makes this seem solvable with a jar, but it isn't. And in fact, the dark circles are lightening, and it tells AI that my skin health is improving, even if structure hasn't changed. So then it gives me an option. I just tell y'all this because you can go do your own. It gives you an option to um, choose products that won't make it worse. So it will tell you the types of products that will make it worse, and help you decide if retinol is worth continuing. Um, and even this option of how to apply products so that they don't settle into the fold. I want to hear more about that. And the last thing was help me emotionally reframe this so it doesn't steal my confidence. And I didn't even say anything about confidence in this, but it does. If you're focused on those kind of things, it can steal your confidence. And so this is the reason why I did this podcast. Even though this is about the Leadership Pro, this is one area that personally can steal your joy and steal your confidence where you're trying to be that well leader, but it's taken away from you mentally. So I'm so glad that you came on and you listened to the end of this podcast, because you could have very well stopped listening. Either you don't have to, or you're not ready to deal with it. So anyway, come back anytime. Share it with someone you know that might have the same issues. I don't know what's going on with my music right now. It seems like it's sped up on me, but this has been Dr. Wilhelmina. Come back anytime and listen to the podcast about leadership wellness. Take care.